Hello there guys, welcome back to AFC Game by Game. Where do you start with that one? Arsenal 4, Tottenham 2. For me, I haven't felt this way about an Arsenal performance in some time. We were seriously good today. Seriously good. And take away the fact that Tottenham are arch rivals. We always want to beat them in this fixture. We've come up against a team that I can say are a very good side. Without any bias, I like to think that Tottenham are a very good team. They've done very well this season, considering they haven't brought anyone in. They're a team that are a good few years ahead of us in terms of their transitional phase, and we have absolutely turned them over today. We've put in a splendid performance, a performance that was just so missing last season, filled with passion, filled with desire. I honestly believe that had we been in the position that we had been in this game last season when we were 2-1 down, I don't think we'd have gone on to win it. We might have gone on to draw it, but I don't think we'd have come back with such spirit, such determination to come back and win this game in a way that was so emphatic. Really pleased. I couldn't be any happier with how us have performed today. Each player knew exactly what this derby meant, which says a lot considering that we've got a lot of players that haven't actually played in a great deal of North London derbies. Lucas Torreira, who I've got to talk about first, who took his goal brilliantly, but as well his all-round performance, another man of the match performance from him, absolutely brilliant in that midfield, and the way he celebrated when that goal went in, he's been worthy of that goal all season, and it couldn't have come at a better time for him to score his first Arsenal goal. Brilliant performance, and great to see Emery stick with the back three in this game. Really pleased to see Unai Emery start with Socrates, Holding and Mustafi at the back. I thought all three of them performed brilliantly, and a real shame we couldn't have kept a clean sheet in this game because I don't think we were worthy of conceding 2 goals. That back three performed really well. Leno in goal had another great game. The wing backs performed exceptionally, Bellerin and Kolasinac, and then the midfield two, Xhaka and Torreira, played really well. And just ahead of them, Mkhitaryan and Iwobi, I don't think they had particularly bad games, but I think it was a very good tactical change at half-time. Emery not afraid to make bold decisions, bring on Ramsey and Lacazette. I mean, they're brilliant options to bring off the bench, and thank God we've got those sort of players to bring on. And as I say, Mkhitaryan, I thought he had probably one of his better games this season, but it says a lot that he was still taken off at half-time and Ramsey came on. Not to discredit Mkhitaryan, I thought he ran himself ragged in that 45 minutes in the first half. Iwobi as well, I thought had a really good game. Should have had that chance in the first half. Should have made it 2-0 at that point. Aubameyang had another chance. We had so many chances in that first spell of the game. When we scored that first goal, when we got the penalty, I honestly thought we would go on to win this game about 3-4. Don't want to say 5-0, but I honestly thought we were going to beat Tottenham quite convincingly. We had so many chances, we looked so dominant on the ball, and it's really frustrating that we let them back into the game. Heung-min Son was fantastic for Spurs today, I have to say. As frustrating as he was from an Arsenal point of view, he is a very good player. He is a really good player, and he did dive for the penalty. I'm not gonna, as good as a player I think he is, he did dive, and that was cheating. And I think it was him that went down again very easily for the dive free kick, which made it 1-1, and then him going down again when Rob Holding didn't touch him made it 2-1. So very unfortunate there for Rob Holding, and good to see that it didn't knock Holding's confidence, and he still had a very good game. His not just his defending, but his all-round game is brilliant. The way he passes it out from the back, those balls he plays over the top to Hector Bellerin on the right-hand side are exceptional. He is such a mature player. He plays like someone that's a lot older than his age would suggest. So really good to see it from Rob Holding today. And it's good that he's got someone such as Socrates alongside him who's so mature. And it's great to see that we've got a young English centre-half. Personally, I mean, I know that nationality doesn't mean a lot to a lot of people, but for me, to have an English centre-half, to have English players in the team, I think it's I wouldn't say hugely important, but I do think it's a great factor to have. Of course, one of the big talking points from today's game was the absence of Mesut Ozil, and I don't want to dwell on this too much because this is a video about Arsenal and not about Mesut Ozil, and I don't think we missed him today in the slightest, but he is really becoming a bit of a £350 week conundrum because we don't really need him in games like this. I mean, he is a fantastic asset to have. He's a brilliant footballer, and I will always sing his praises. But you look at the game today, someone like Mkhitaryan, who runs himself into the ground in his first half. I don't think you're going to see Ozil doing that. That's not to say that Ozil doesn't have a good work ethic. He doesn't bring a lot to the game. But we've beaten Bournemouth, we've beaten Spurs now without Mesut Ozil in the side. He is a massive player for this team, and what he does bring to the game, he has proven so far this season in the game against Leicester, where he set up that brilliant goal, had a fantastic man of the match performance there. But he is also, I don't want to get slated for saying this, but he is sometimes a luxury item, and in a game such as this, where we've performed so well, it does suggest that we don't necessarily need him. You look at the substitutions we brought on in the names of Aaron Ramsey and Lacazette. Those are players that want to get high up the pitch. They want to have that high press. And I don't think that Ozil offers that at times, but that's not to say that he can't offer that, and he is still a hugely important player for Arsenal. So it's good to see that we can play with and without him in the team. So we went 2-1 down in that first half, which was really against the run of play. Spurs offered very, very little in that first half. Aubameyang put the penalty away confidently. Wasn't the best of penalties, but he did put it away into the back of the net. And then Harry Kane with a brilliant penalty, Dyer with the glanced header. And it didn't really seem to be the result that we deemed worthy of ourselves in that first half going into half time. Going into that second half, I don't think we performed particularly well for that opening 5-10 minutes, but with that goal from Aubameyang against the run of play, got it at a brilliant time as well. Brilliant, brilliant goal. He doesn't even look up. He's just so instinctive. He knows exactly where the goal is. One of the best goals that he's going to score for us this season, to put it in the back of the net. First player to reach double digits for us this season, in the Premier League as well. Slots it past Lloris to make it 2-2, and from that point, I don't think there was any doubt that we were going to win this game. We really picked ourselves up, played some fantastic football, and then Lacazette makes it 3-2 with the ball coming off Eric Dyer. Lovely bloke, and yeah, couldn't have really have gone in off a better player. I'm delighted that Lacazette got the goal. I'm delighted that we made it 3-2. It's certainly a result that I believe we were worthy of at that point in the game. We'd played so well, and Spurs had offered very little. I don't think anyone would deny that we deserved to be winning the game at that point. And then for Torreira to make it 4-2 a couple of minutes later, I mean, I've touched on it already, but the passion he showed, the finish was exquisite. It was a striker's finish, first and foremost. It's great to see that he's also got the ability going forward as well as in defence. He's literally that mould of Coquelin and Cazorla, but blended into one player, and he is brilliant. And credit has to go to Granit Xhaka alongside him, who brings out the best in Torreira, and Torreira brings out the best in Xhaka. Those two, it's one of the best midfields in the league in a minute. I'm delighted to see them both performing so admirably. But he took his goal really well, and he knew exactly what this North London derby meant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant to see. And every player knew exactly what this derby meant. As I say, a lot of players in this Arsenal team haven't played a lot of North London derbies. Leno, Torreira, Socrates haven't played any North London derbies, but they knew exactly what it meant going into this game. And hopefully this is the first of many big, not that I want to call Spurs a big team, but I've got to put some respect their way. They are a very good side. We've beaten what people were calling title challengers this season. I mean, people are so quick to discredit us and so quick to put Tottenham in the bracket of one of the teams that are going to challenge City for the title. And we've just, as I say, we've made them look ordinary. And I'm perfectly fine with people not even giving us an ounce of credit. I am so happy going under the radar because I don't want that added pressure. And I'm perfectly fine with people, writing us off all the time. You look at Tim Sherwood giving his combined 11 before the game, and he's just made himself look a fool by not putting any Arsenal players in that. And we've just wiped the floor with Spurs today. Really, really good to see. And up next, it's Man United, away from home at Old Trafford. And we could not be playing them at a better time. Of course, I hate that fixture. I hate going to Old Trafford. It's a game where we notoriously do very, very poorly, but we could not be playing Man United at a better time. We go into this game on the back of today's brilliant win. United look, if we think Spurs look ordinary, United look mid-table level. They look really, really, really poor. And at home, they've been very, very average this season. Palace should have beaten them the other week. And if we play to the intensity that we did today, then we will have no problems against them. We should put the Mourinho factor to the back of our minds. Emery's in charge now, and we should be winning that game. If we can get 6 points out of Tottenham and United away, we're a serious team. We are a serious, serious team. I don't want to get too in over my head, so it's still quite early on in the season, but I don't want to get too drawn into the fact that we're doing so well. But we're in the top 4 now. A few more wins like this, and people will start to take us that bit more seriously. I'm not under any illusions that we're going to challenge for the league this season, but I do feel that with the players we've got, I'm looking at this team, we've got a lot of players in their early to mid-20s. We've got a very good core, a very good spine in this team. A few more additions, and the sky's the limit really with this Arsenal side. I'm really, really pleased with how things are going so far this season. We've had a few shaky results, we had a few shaky performances along the way, but today was unbelievably convincing. Disappointed we couldn't keep a clean sheet, but we've come up against one of our biggest rivals in terms of a top 4 spot, a team that people have been you know, non-stop praising this season. Unbelievably frustrating how much credit Spurs are getting. But we've made them look average. And it couldn't be more satisfying to win in the way that we did today. It was almost worth going 2-1 down to bring it back to 4-2. And I couldn't be happy with how the team performed. That Guendouzi video at the end of the game just pretty much summed it up for me. But every player knows exactly what the North London derby means. A win at United away, and maybe people will start to put a little bit of respect on our name. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. Please do drop a like on the video. If you have enjoyed it, subscribe to AFC Game by Game if you are new to the channel. And yeah.